Hello, and welcome back to Tech Town. Season 2, our second year of doing this video podcast. My name is Mr. Ellsberg.
And I am Professor Danny Bauman.
And we're here to tell you and talk to you about all things tech.
Yeah, I mean, it's tech stuff that's useful, it's tech stuff that's cool and exciting, maybe stuff to help you with your work or with your everyday life, just stuff that I feel like I have worked with tech all my life. I have so many of these cool things rattling around in here that I gotta get them out.
That's right, and I'm just the guy that loves to learn about all those things, just like you. So today we're going to jump right into it. We've talked about all sorts of things in the past year. You can go down and look at all of the rest of our videos that are located below. And this year we're going to do things a little bit differently, and we're going to talk about that at the end of our first segment, and that is that we're going to be working to help students build and create their own material. So whether that is making videos like we're going to talk about today, or helping them use GPS, or whatever it is, those interesting tools, we want it to be a hands-on thing this year, and so that's going to be a new little caveat of what we do. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Today we're talking about video editing.
Video editing, exactly. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of what I know, and then, like you said, you guys will be able to actually go in there and edit video for yourself, and then let us know what you've used. So, yeah, let me first explain, like, why would you want to know about video editing?
Right.
You know, one thing I like to do is teach about the thing itself, but another thing I like to say, like, why would you even want to do this?
Yeah.
So, video editing is just everywhere these days. Mm-hmm. If you look at around the internet, there's little videos for almost everything you can imagine. So, it's people who want to start a business. They put a little video, or Kickstarter, or even just for fun, you know, friends maybe go on a trip. We just went on a trip, and so our friend made a video of that trip, and it was a great thing to be able to look back on. So really, just video it's a nice little way of telling stories, and then now it's just easy enough to do.
Right.
So for the past like 50 years, you've had to have like expensive cameras and a crazy equipment, and all this editing software or whatever, or you're cutting little tape and taping it together. These days, really with cell phones or tablets or any of these cameras, you can just record any video you want, and then with the free software that's out there, slap it together, make look pretty professional, pretty easily, and then you can have something to just show off to people for whatever cause you're hoping to show off.
Right. You too can be George Lucas or Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Or Kanye West.
Yeah. Hopefully more of the first two, but I'm just saying. No, Kanye's cool. But all right, so for video editing, there's a couple different like software things to do it. But really, the main thing that you do is you take video that you've recorded, and then maybe some photos that you've taken, and text if you want to make like title screens or credits,
right.
And then music, and you put them on a timeline. Most of the video editing programs work in kind of a timeline form.
Right.
So it shows like a big long time. And then you can say, I want this video to go here and only go for the first 2 minutes, and then cut that off, and then quickly switch to this video, and then quickly switch to this video with maybe a little transition in between. So that's the concept.
Yeah, so you can kind of grab things like, I like this,
and
I want it right here, this part, I want it right next to it, this part was here, but I don't want it anymore, I'm going to throw it out.
Exactly.
But I want it to sweet music that I'm going to insert right here.
Exactly, right. So it lays it all out kind of just like that. Nice hand demonstration. So yeah, and you start out with too much stuff, too much video, too many things you want to do, and you just got to narrow it down. So you kind of put it on the chopping block and move it around. So what software do you want to use to do this? Well, there's a lot of good options and a lot of good free options these days too.
Right.
So first I'm going to show you the YouTube video editor, which they have now, which is great. So if you go to...
We've actually used it for this podcast before. If you saw our trailer, which is the first video below, you can, or I guess it's up to the right over here.
Right.
You can go in and see the quick video that we made with a little bit of cutting and editing.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it's great because YouTube, it's nice that a lot of the videos you want to put on YouTube. So YouTube already has the editor. A lot of videos you want to take from YouTube. So it basically is already there just all on YouTube, which is great. So it doesn't really matter which computer you have. You can use YouTube. So here's the example. So you're looking at their video editor, and you can rename it to whatever name you want. And then this right here is the list of all the videos on my YouTube channel, or our TechTown YouTube channel.
Some good-looking videos.
Oh yeah, some of the best. So what you'll see if you log in is any videos that you've uploaded already, and it might be empty. You may have started out with none. So what you need to do is you need to kind of go upload just any video, just the source video, the video from your camera that you did. And we'll talk about how to do that in just a bit. But let's say, okay, now you have a collection of these videos. It's great. You can just drag one onto the timeline over here, and you can say, oh, okay, I want that video first, and then you could add another video after that. You can say, I only want it to go from the 2nd minute and 5th second to the 3rd minute. So you can basically say which part of this clip you want. You can shorten it, or let's say now we want to drag on the second one and we want it beforehand. You can drag it and put it before, and now you see there's these 2 videos right next to each other. So that's kind of this timeline that we were talking about. And you can drag things, maybe you want a little shorter there, it'll cut off the end. I
didn't really like the end of that one.
Oh, no, cut that off.
That was bad. Yeah, website of the week was...
Oh, yeah, no, you'll never know what that was, except that you can go back and watch it. Another little features around here that are good to know.
Yep.
So this zoom thing in the lower right, this little magnifying glass, if you zoom in, it will make all of this zoom in so that you can actually see a little better with what you're working with. I don't know if you realize when I was all the way zoomed out, it looked like these 2 things were just pretty small.
Right.
Turns out this is a 21-minute video, so like if I zoom in, you'll actually get to see the whole thing, and you'll be able to scroll through all the different parts of the videos.
So you can go exactly to that point if you want to with your cursor.
Exactly, yeah. I'm clicking around and I'm saying, oh, I want this point, I don't want that point. And then you can trim it just right and say which video should come before which.
Right, very cool.
A couple other features you can play around, and this is one of the things that we'll let you do for your own videos, is to play around with all these features. But they have some fun things like rotation. You can rotate the video. Maybe you want to do that for fun, or maybe your original video was accidentally rotated and you need to rotate it back correctly.
That's a nice one for, I know that, you take videos on your phone. I think that's probably the most common way to take videos these days. You take it on your phone, and you didn't realize, but your phone was upside down.
Exactly, yeah. And so that even just those little tools is really, really useful. You've got slow motion, you've got colors. We'll talk a little bit more about some of these extra little features, and then a few audio things. But that's basically it. So, and if you want audio, actually that is a topic that I want to talk about, because there are a couple great things about this YouTube editor and a couple not so great things. The great things, like I mentioned, it's already on YouTube, so you can really easily edit YouTube videos. So if you already have YouTube videos, or you want other people's YouTube videos and you want to kind of mix them up, that's pretty easy. The downside is audio. It's not very flexible for audio. Let's say you made your own music, or you want to use your favorite song. That's not really easy to put in, most of the time because it's illegal, and we'll talk about that too. But what you can do here is, if you can find a YouTube video that you have that you want its audio, you can drag on the video. Let's say this was the one we had, which had the great song. You can drag that on as the audio track. And it will play that audio over the video that you were just working on.
That? So, in which case, you can probably make your own audio on one video.
Yeah.
And then use that as
that's the secret trick. So yeah, if you guys want to try that out, you can make your own YouTube video with the audio you want, and then mix them together. So we'll leave that to you guys. Very cool. So yeah, that's basically the YouTube video editor, and so definitely try that out. I think it's kind of the easiest to be able to get into because it's right there on YouTube. So definitely check that out first before you get into anything more confusing.
And if you want to know where to find that, look at the notes below.
Yeah.
Just click on the Show Me More right there, and then you'll be able to get right to the link to the video editor.
Exactly. That's where I'll always put the notes for the show, and all the links that you might need is in that description of the YouTube video that you'll see below.
Cheater codes.
Exactly. Up, right, down, B, start, select. Okay, so a couple other web-based video editors. So the web is nice. You can just go to a website and have it do the video editing. Right. There's one called Magisto. I believe it, Magisto.com, and so you can check that out. Or there's actually a website that compared a few different ones, so you can read about more and see which one is your favorite. Maybe there's a great one that I haven't found yet. So check out some of these web-based ones, which means just in your web browser you can go and edit video.
Right.
Then there's the more traditional ones, like if you have a laptop or a desktop. If you have Windows, there's an editor that I was using called Movie Maker. It comes free with Windows, or you can get it after. You can download it, and that's the one I use to make our earlier video, our intro video for this.
Right.
And it's basically the same, and it has a lot of more fine-tunability than advanced ability controls, except still in the simple world.
Right.
There are other ones, the professional ones, that go way crazy. They go off the deep end. They
all
have
sorts of knobs and
so many knobs.
and
You got to fiddle too many
buttons.
knobs.
Yeah.
So the Movie Maker one for Windows has just the right amount of knobs.
Right.
It's very similar, I'd say, to the Mac iMovie. So if you ever use Mac, that's another good one, is iMovie, and it comes with the Mac. To be able to edit movies there, and it's really similar. It's just a timeline, and you can move stuff around, and it adds transitions. So if you're on a laptop or a desktop, I would definitely say for Windows, Movie Maker, and then for Mac, iMovie.
I know a lot of our students have used iMovie and Final Cut.
Yeah, and Final Cut. Yeah, that's a nice one too. It's a little more advanced. Okay, so then even you can do video editing on your phones and tablets.
Right.
So these days, you're taking the picture or the video with your phones. Why not just edit it right there on your phone?
Yep.
So it is a little small, and that can get a little annoying, if you're trying to do these really precise things.
Yep.
But they do have some pretty sneaky solutions for that.
Mm-hmm.
So two things. One of them is that they make it pretty zoomable. So like you saw, you can zoom in and only deal with just like fractions of a second at a time to get really precise. But even better, it tries to do things for you. Mm-hmm. So this Magisto thing is also an iOS app and an Android app. So if you have either of those phones or tablets, you can get this Magisto app, and it does video editing in that you just tell it, hey, I want you to use these 3 videos and a couple of these photos and this song, and it will try to make a movie for you. So you can do a little bit afterwards to make sure it's right, but it just kind of says, oh, you want this first, then this? Okay, let me do the work for you, and we'll add some transitions and get a little fancy on you. So that's another thing.
It's pretty cool that you can do that on your phone.
Oh yeah, right. And you don't even have to do the work. So I'd say try that out for the least amount of work.
I know that even Instagram has a very limited video editing capability now, where you can put, I don't know, like lo-fi filter on your video.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Probably a lot of you have already used video editing in one medium or another.
Yeah, and that's what we want to hear about. So yeah, let us know. All right, so those are kind of the typical ones. There's a few other links I have if you want to check out which ones. Maybe that's what you're into, is which is the best one.
Right.
That'd be great to know. There's also all the professional ones. You mentioned Final Cut. There's Media Composer is another one. Adobe Premiere. So you may hear those names in kind of the very professional version, but they have so many knobs and things that I would only get into those if you're really feeling it.
Right.
So a couple of last things about video editing. Some of these things that can come up as little gotchas, or what do they mean by that, or why did I need to know this? So one of the first things that you start realizing is, I don't know how to get video into my video editing.
Right.
So like maybe you took the video with your friend's phone, or maybe with a video camera, or maybe you have something on a DVD that you want.
Right.
So there's all sorts of ways to have video, and you want to get it into one place. So I gave some links here on ways to do it. Let's say you have it on your iPhone, and you want to get it on your computer. I have a link to tell you how to do that, or from a DVD to get it on your computer, or to get it from your computer onto the web. So there's some answers to all that.
Some beta.
You got some Betamax tapes and laser discs you'd like to get? Well, I don't have the article for that. You'll have to look that one up. For anybody who don't know what that is,
I have some flip books too that I need to get onto.
I would like to see most video editing done in flipbook form. So great. All right. So getting video actually onto the thing is even a whole topic in itself. But I have some links to some reading about that. A couple other words that come up is containers, codecs, compression. These words start getting a little more technical, but they will matter. So one example is, you know how files are named with extensions? And what I mean by that is either like .txt or .doc for Word documents, or .pdf.
.jpg.
.jpg. People don't know as much about that anymore because everything's so much on the web, but that actually matters.
Right.
And so for videos, that matters. So there's .mp4 is a version of that, or .mpeg.
Right.
And so that's just a whole lesson that you might want to, don't feel too overwhelmed by, because basically there's now answers.
Right.
So for this container,
Mhm.
MP4, I'll just tell you. Don't even worry about it. That's what you want.
Container MP4.
Mm-hmm. So then you got codecs. Codecs and compression. What that is in a sentence, if you record video at its full quality, it's huge.
Yep.
You couldn't even fit it on a DVD. You couldn't even fit it on anything. It's just so HD video.
Well, it's
is so
taking
huge.
a moment.
Oh, how could you even capture?
And it's trying to capture a moment.
Oh, I know.
I mean.
And every little zit in your moment. I mean, it's really good
If a
quality
picture's worth
everywhere.
1,000 words and you're taking 1,000,000 pictures for 2 seconds, I mean, geez, that's a lot. That's a few dictionaries.
Few dictionaries.
Yeah, maybe
So, and that's big.
encyclopedia.
I remember holding a dictionary. It's big.
It's impossible.
So
break your back.
right. So what they invented was compression. What compression is a way to take that dictionary or all these things and make it smaller without losing too much quality.
Right.
And you may have noticed sometimes when that doesn't work, you watch a movie and it seems all pixelated, or there's weird lines, or it's just not quite right. So that's what you want to avoid. But there's better and better answers for that. Right now, just think H.264.
H.264.
That's the one.
That's it. Huh?
That's the answer.
All
Go
right.
look it up, and that's actually the one. What's great is that you don't need to know too much about this. It's because most video editing programs might even show these words a little bit, but you just click save, or you just click publish to YouTube or whatever, and it will take care of these kinds of things. But all of that stuff is there underneath in case you're curious. And last bit is about aspect ratio.
Okay.
So that's a fancy word for saying whether, how wide and tall the video is.
Right.
So you may have noticed when you go to a movie theater, it's very wide and not so tall. And sometimes when you put those same movies on a TV, you get the black bars. Maybe it's on the side, or maybe it's on the top and bottom. So some things are formatted for like a square TV or whatever. That ends up being really important too. So there's standards that the world is kind of going to. The internet's changing things.
We didn't even know that for the other day. We had a printer issue because we were printing in landscape.
There you go, portrait and landscape.
Yeah, portrait and landscape. So yeah, you got to have the right size.
Exactly.
Otherwise you're gonna be all messed up.
Yeah, because like let's say you're all ready for everybody to watch it on their TV, and you have these big black bars on the sides that you didn't want. That's kind of too bad. So just at least know what people are going to be watching it on and how to make it the right size for that. So just a quick trick is, let's say you're taking a video with your phone, very common. So instead of holding it up and down in the portrait style, I recommend holding it landscape. That's just a general rule of thumb, not always, but if you do it in landscape, that will better fit people's laptop screens and TVs. That sideways version just captures a little more of what we're used to with video.
Exactly, and that is a great segue into what we want you to do, and that is make your own video and do a little bit of editing. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your laptop, but we want you to get in there and try to use it. We've got the different programs that are listed below, and you can go down there and click on Show Me More, go into one of them, and try it out, see what happens.
Yeah, I'm really curious too, because I've used a couple of these. But especially the ones maybe on the phones or on the tablets. I think this is a new wave of them that are coming out that are supposed to be pretty good. So I'd like to hear what you guys think.
It's such a cool thing to use, whether you want to tell a story of what you did that day, if you want to give somebody a present.
Yeah.
You could do. There's endless things that you can do with video editing.
Exactly. Make a music video.
Yeah, you get you're gonna get more likes on your Facebook post. If it's a video, right? Than if it's a picture. I mean, come on, just edit your videos.
Yeah, it'd be great. All right. So yeah, we really hope to see you guys go out. It doesn't have to be the most professional video in the world. This stuff takes longer than you'd ever imagine. But just something. Go out and mix something up.
That's right. We want you to take it to the town. All right.
All right.
So now we're on to
the music segment of the week. Music. Bo. All right. So this is the music segment of the week. Every week we'll have the main topic. We have our music segment, and of course all the great intro songs.
Right.
And so this week's music segment relates to our video editing, which is how do you legally put music to your video?
Right.
So there's some problems. It turns out people own music. So if you want to put in the latest
Jay-Z
tune,
yep,
album, record,
he's a fave.
He's cool, but he owns his own music, or somebody owns his music, and if you just put his music in your video, that's actually probably not legal.
Right. You've got to pay
Yeah.
royalties if you want to use that,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and they'll get you.
They'll get you.
They'll get you. So if you put that up on YouTube, it's amazing. Within even a night, they'll recognize it and send you a warning and take down your video if you have copyrighted music in it.
Jigga what?
So exactly. So yeah, there's a good link to the policy that YouTube has, and you can read about that. It's basically, the idea is that you can't use copyrighted material. There are exceptions to that rule, but there's a couple ways around it. Number one, make your own music.
Make your own
That's
music.
what I say. Just, whether it's banging on pots and pans or singing or something.
That's right.
Make your own music, and then no worries about copyright. And then you can have other people pay you millions when they use your music.
That's right. That.
Exactly. So then the second idea is that there's lots of usable music out there, but you have to know where to look to get the legal kind.
Right.
So YouTube has a bunch of free music you can use, or there are a bunch of websites out there. It's just you have to read about the license. If you think about the word license, that's kind of what you want to see. So if the music is licensed for you to use for free or for making money or whatever, you just have to make sure that that's the case for the music you're using.
Right. And you'll find the more information right at the bottom of the video editing information, the notes, and right above Mr. Ellsberg's website of the week.
Website of the week. Website of the week. Gonna choose a weird one every week.
All right, this week we got some throwback website for you, and that is one of our favorites.
Yeah.
And that is Falling.
I believe that's falling.com. Okay, let's go. We're falling.
Let's bring us to Falling.
Everybody just go to falling.com and you'll feel it. All right.
Okay, that was Mr. Ellsberg's website of the week. Put that one in your pocket and keep it forever.
Yeah. See, that's where the useful stuff comes in.
That's true. Yeah, the website of the week. Yeah.
All right, so we got our music segment of the week. We got our Mr. Ellsberg site of the week.
Right.
And now, finally, the security tip of the week. Nice.
Tell me what the tip is.
So the security tip. So we always want to keep people safe and secure online or with their private data or whatever it is. This week, you just got to know Home Depot got hacked.
What?
Yeah, so if you've been shopping at Home Depot using your credit card, you may want to watch your credit card statement.
Ooh.
So this is kind of the same thing that happened with Target and with some other department
Wish you
stores.
would have told me before this Tech Town episode.
Oh, you just go on a big shopping spree at Home Depot?
I did. I got some rebar. I got something to bend the rebar.
I know. Well, you check your credit card statement.
Gosh, okay.
So the basic idea of what happens when they do this kind of thing is that they didn't steal, your PIN number, they didn't steal your social security number. What they did steal was your credit card number and maybe your name. So what they can do is they can take that to some other place and try to use that credit card under your name.
Oof.
So you'll just maybe have to check your bank statements to see if any unknown thing, maybe it's a huge crazy trip to, Transylvania, or maybe even it's just this little thing they're just trying to buy a little bit. So if you shopped at Home Depot in the last couple months or Target in the last while, and keep up to date on which stores have now been hacked.
Don't get hacked.
Don't
get hacked. Don't get hacked. You gotta stay one step in front of the hack.
I know, it's true.
Oh man, Home Depot.
Yep. So
what is this world coming to?
It's true.
All right, well, that concludes our Tech Town of the Week. We want to end it with reminding you to make your own video, edit that.
Yeah.
Different segments. We want an opening, we want an ending, we want middle stuff, a little bit of music. But, make your own videos.
Exactly, and, you can either publish them to YouTube. That'd be a good test to see whether you can get it on YouTube, or just in whatever format you have it. We'll help you, or we'll look at it and see if there's any questions that you have. That's right. So tomorrow we're going to meet at the Web Academy if you're a student at Metro East Web Academy, and so we want to see you there. That's that. Thanks for coming. All right. For our very first episode of our second season. That's right. Great to be in season 2, and we'll see you guys next week and tomorrow if you're at the school. That's right, guys. Take care. All right.